We've got Judge Lauren Lake hanging out with us right now, and she's getting ready to answer a few paternity and child support questions. So let's get this started, because this is Ask Judge Lauren. Right, now what? Okay, now, Judge, I want to ask you, what is the best approach to having a discussion about confirming paternity and establishing child support? Because sometimes it can get violent.
Listen, it can go left quick. I think what people need to understand is you've got to learn how to have uncomfortable conversations in the living room so you don't have to have them in the courtroom. Going to court is emotionally exhausting, financially depleting, and it destroys the foundation of the relationship. And it blows my mind how many people can figure out how to go half on a baby but can't go half on the solution. Right? You got to put your big girl panties on and your big boy boxer briefs and handle it. Now, if that doesn't work, you have to petition the court to establish paternity or for parentage rights. And that's what you have to do. But hopefully you can resolve that, as I said, in the living room, the way you started it in the bedroom.
Ooh,
Baby!
okay.
That is good.
Well, here's another question. Now, when a mother does not list the biological father's name on the birth certificate, is the biological father still entitled to their parental rights? Let us know, Judge.
Ooh.
This is one thing that it never gets old. I have to say this so many times in my courtroom. If you are a father and your name is not listed on the birth certificate, if you have not acknowledged paternity, there has been no paternity established, you have no parental rights. And so there are men taking care of children years, but they really have no legal rights. To be the legal father, you must get your name put on the birth certificate. You need to go to court. You need to get a lawyer. You need to file a petition to establish paternity. The court will order a paternity test, and then you will have legal rights.
Now, can she still sue for child support if the name isn't on?
If she never put his name on?
That's usually how paternity cases start, because if you want to have child support, then of course you seek that out and then a paternity case follows sometimes. Now, you'll see in some instances, even in our courtroom, where a mother will give the name of a father and start the child support process. The father don't know nothing about the baby, gets pulled over for a speeding ticket, finds out he got a warrant for the arrest because somebody done said they're the father of their child, right? And so these are these little kind of nuances that people aren't aware of, and you have to, look, I say all the time, our show is called Paternity Court, but it could be maternity court any day of the week, because sometimes the women are the keepers of the secret.
Juicy. Wow. When parents have a custody agreement in one state and then one of the parents decides to move to a different state, will the custody agreement automatically transfer to the new state? How does this work?
Yes, it does. It does. You can't move states and then, get out of your obligation to pay child support. And if something happens and another parent moves to the other state, because remember, men pay child support, but so do women in many instances now. You can contact the child support agency in your home state, the state usually where there was jurisdiction over the case. There is jurisdiction because that's where the judgment was entered. Or you can reach out to the child support agency in the state where the person's moved for enforcement. So no, it does not go away. You still have the right to your child support. That would be a hot mess, honey. People would be on the first bus and train out of town. So no, it still applies.
Such great information.
You are so good, and you say it like you mean it. I love it. Judge Lauren, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and answering all of our questions. Lauren Lake's Paternity Court is now also a podcast from MGM Television and Audio Up. So be sure to check out your local listings.